everybody, it's Charlie from Swift Contractors Corner. We're doing a special video today. Special because I get to be with one of my favorite people in the division. And let's just go ahead and jump into that because I love this lady. Y'all just don't understand. Cantrell.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh man, I love talking to you. You're so much fun. I do miss Joanna, but look, you always have the greatest faces. I swear. So people talk to me and they're like, I was talking to Michelle and I was watching her face as she's talking to me, and she is so animated. She's like, woo, she gets these eyes going. You're like, look, I'm watch her face because she's telling you something. I'm just saying, you got to be careful. You got to know what's going on. But yeah, so Michelle Cantrell, for those of you who don't know, is in Swift Transportation. Does it Swift Transportation or IEL that you technically fall under?
Swift Trans.
Okay. Swift Transportation, owner, operator, business advisor. Watch, I got a little thing that says that right here. Michelle Cantrell, Michelle Lowery-Cantrell. I always forget the Lowry part.
Well, I
Does that,
mean, I don't use it. It's Facebook,
you know, but yeah. And just so you guys know, if you have any questions, throw them up. We will try and get to them. We're here for 30 minutes and we're going to try and knock out some questions if you guys have any. But I have two very important questions that I wanted to ask Michelle. They're simple yes or no answers. And I think it's important for everyone to hear these questions and hear these answers. And then we can talk about it. So number one, ready, Michelle?
Fire.
Can you make more money contracted Swift than being a company driver?
Absolutely.
Question number two, can you make less money contracted to Swift than a company driver?
Absolutely.
All right, now we'll get into those. So you know, a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to be an owner operator and I'm just going to make more money and I can go home whenever I want and I can take all the time off I want, right? And then they're just like out there in the wind.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. So people think that, oh, I'm just going to be an owner operator and I'm just going to make more money naturally and it's just going to happen and it's going to be magical and I can take all the time off I want and that's it. I'm good.
Well, yeah, you can do that. But, where are you going to make money? If your wheels ain't turning, you're not earning, right?
Right.
So if you're sitting at home, your expenses are escalating because you have a truck payment and you've got insurance to pay for. But if you're not working, then there's no money coming in.
And I think that that's the problem with a lot of people is they think, well, I'm an owner operator. I just get to work whenever I want, but they don't realize that, you have those continuing expenses and things like that. So yes, you can take time off when you want, but you need to plan for that, and that's one of the things that we do at Contractors Corner. We try to explain those things, the ins and outs and how to work it and things like that. And I mean, I know you guys catch it on a daily basis. So like, well, I want to make more money, but I only want to work 2 days a week and I only want to work in South Carolina.
Do that.
And
But what I tell drivers all the time is you really got to get out and stretch your legs. You can run southeast if you want to, but you'll be dealing with like shorter loads.
right.
And they eat up your clock. You can't do as many short loads as you could do longer loads.
Right.
You can come home every week if you want to, but how are you going to get out there and stretch out and get 2,500 miles when all you're worried about is turning around and getting back to the house?
Right.
So you've got to be out there working and earning and thinking about how you're spending your money.
The trick is finding the balance between home time and your business. And that's the thing. This is your business. You're not just an employee anymore. This is your business. You need to stay focused on, if you take care of your business will take care of you.
Absolutely. You got to learn how to count the pennies.
Right. And see, so people laugh at me because I tell people all the time, I'm like, look, I'm trying to figure out how to increase my revenue by a quarter penny a mile on a regular basis. Because if I get enough of those quarter pennies a mile, what happens? It turns into a penny a mile, turns into 2 cents a mile, turns into 10 cents a mile over time,
Which eventually turns into dollars.
Right. So I'm sorry, I got questions coming up. I try to read those as we go. Don't know if you can answer this question or not. So
Okay.
I screw this one up every week. I was not able to use my EIN number when I got leased on. How can I change my 1099 from my Social Security to my EIN? I don't see the option on the portal.
You just need to get a hold of one of the recruiters. You get us the proper documentation. We'll fill out a new W-9 and send you a new contract in your business name. It's really relatively easy.
So then that would you
Hold
vanished.
on. Something.
That was awesome. You're like black space.
Yeah.
But
Computers started going off.
that's great. So with the SSN versus EIN thing, it's been my understanding that if you're a sole prop, that you would be using your SSN versus the EIN, or does that matter? I'm not sure how.
It's really your choice. You can
Okay,
do it however you choose. Most drivers do use their social security numbers because you don't have to establish a business when it's only you. Some drivers choose to, and we're more than willing to accommodate.
right. Like you know what? He just turned himself into an S corp LLC, and
Hmm.
I was telling him that he's going to need to get with you guys, uh, because he is now like a legit S corp deal, and he's going to need to take it off his social security number. I don't know if he did it or not yet. I'll have to find out for sure. But that's exactly what I was telling him. Just look, reach out to Michelle or Rapid, or those folks, and they'll get it squared away. It's a form
Oh
that we
yeah, do
usually
it every
have
day.
to. Right. And it's a can we do it over through email, like on a DocuSign, or does it have to be
Yeah,
faxed?
absolutely. Sure can.
Okay. Well, that's good. Hey, so if people are coming from Swift, how much experience do they need to have to start leasing, Michelle? So a
The,
company driver
the
wanting to swap
official
over
answer to that is a year.
a year.
However, we do
Yeah.
consider with as little as 6 months up for solo, but you've got to have a lot. You've got to meet that criteria. You have to have miles. You have to have safety. You have to have recommendation. Your smart drive points have to be below 20. So you have to be on it to qualify early. So if you're doing a really good job and you're safe and you're out there making money, then we'll consider it. We'll look at it.
Nice. Oh, here's one from Craig Hutchinson. He said, "Will Swift ever lease Peterbilts?"
No, 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 no. Actually, I don't know. We do change trucks, here and there. You know, one year to the next, you never know what we might decide to do. However, Peterbilts are a little bit more expensive, and we try to keep our inventory, affordable to our customers. So we hadn't had a lot of luck with Peterbilts in the past. So we'll see.
Right. So I have another question, that it wasn't posted, but it's something we talk about all the time. The current lease trucks that are coming out are coming equipped with the smart drive, correct? Is that
Correct.
still happening? And if an owner chooses not to have that, then they can just pay to have that taken out. Is that correct? Through a Swift
That
shop,
is
I'm assuming.
that is correct. It does
Okay.
affect the miles per hour. That they're allowed to drive.
Right.
With the camera, they can do 72. Without it, only 70.
You know what's funny about
We
that is
obviously
high preach
prefer.
drive 55.
Yeah, they need to drive 55 to save money, absolutely.
You
But
know,
that camera is a tool that will protect you. It
absolutely.
does give you a break on your insurance. However, more importantly, it protects you in case of an accident. We all
Right.
know that what the crazy drivers out there, that it's not always the truck driver that's, causing the accident. And we've had
Right.
several instances where if the driver had had a camera, it could have saved him and us.
Oh, tremendously. And we do advocate. I'm my opinion is I don't like a camera we don't control. So that's why I am constantly telling people, pay to have the camera removed just because. But it's not that I'm saying don't run with a camera, because I run 2 dash cameras in my truck constantly.
Right.
I run my cameras, you know what I mean? And I still haven't done it, but I'm upgrading to a system that's 3 cameras, simultaneous recording into a black box 24/7, and it'll save a week's worth of, video.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's great. So and that's to follow up. What if we put our own camera system in our truck? Well, again, it's not going to save you on the insurance. It's not going to get your speed bumped up, but it is going to help protect you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're not going to use ours, please use something.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not that I, I want to be very clear. I don't tell people don't run with a camera. I believe you should absolutely run with a camera because I think it's foolish not to in this day and age because everybody else has a camera and they're getting their angle, which could show something slightly different than what yours might show.
Right. You're correct.
So going back to requirements, what if somebody's coming in from the outside of Swift? They're a company driver somewhere else or something like that. How do they go about trying to come on and lease with us?
Then it's going to be a year. The thing about a company driver is we have a little driving history to look at for
Right.
us to be able to qualify them early. With an applicant, all we have is the paper, so we don't know their mindset and
Right.
driving history and how they drive. So we will make them wait a year.
Cool. And then what about if they're bringing in an outside truck? What are we looking at there? I mean, do they
It's
have
the
to have
same,
a
same both ways around.
okay, so if they've been running their own truck for, the last year, what about the truck requirement itself? I mean, does it have to be a 2022 truck?
No, we're looking at. I mean, we recommend some of these older trucks. So if we have an older truck that's had a top end done and it's had some work done to it and refurbished, or you know the countless other things, we'll look at it and consider any truck age. I
Right.
mean,
It
probably
just
not 1975 cab over, but
right.
we will
You
consider
know,
most
I
trucks.
kind of tell people, I'm like, look, if it's 99 and can accept, it's got a ECM and it can be hooked up to the uh hours of service stuff,
Right.
the
Everything has to be
e-logs,
compatible
right.
with what we use. Correct.
And as long as that matches or works out and it's not a complete junk heap and it'll pass a DOT inspection, I know in the past we've had some folks tell guys, "Oh, you can't bring your truck in; it's too old." And then you know how I am. I call you. I'm like, Michelle, I got a guy. He's got an '07, that passes DOT. Can we get him? And you're like, heck yeah, let's go.
Hmm.
So look, your guys' position. I mean, ultimately, you need to sell trucks. We get that, right? Um, but at the same time, we want to bring trucks into the fleet. We want more owner operators. We're trying to grow
Absolutely.
the fleet,
It's more about growing our company and growing our owner operator division rather than the trucks.
right? And that's one of the things I've been trying to explain to a lot of people, and they don't seem to think that I'm on track with this. They're like, no, no, it's just about selling the trucks. We
Oh
just
no,
gotta,
not at all.
I try, Michelle. I try, but
I
they're
don't
like,
believe you.
you're just a big dumb Charlie, whatever. So, if someone wants to lease a truck, we've had the FX program, the MRP program. What's still going on out there right now?
Okay, so we still have the FX, where if you're driving your company truck, and of course right now with the demand for trucks in the system is immense, and the availability of trucks is terrible. So if you're out and running in, a 21, 22 truck, or any truck for that matter, and you love your truck, call us. We can flip it to a lease.
That's awesome.
99.9% trucks are eligible for that program.
And part of that was Swift gaining ownership of those trucks, right? Because we used to lease a ton of the trucks, and there was a weird
Correct. Now
lease
we purchase the
ownership,
trucks, right?
right? See, that's something else I was touching on recently with people is that's one of the things that they've been trying to focus on. The Knight Swift merger. A lot of people have a lot of things to say, but one of the beautiful things that I've always loved about Knight was they were a debt-free company and they owned all of their equipment. So I think that's a good thing that they're bringing over personally, and whatever. I mean, you can be mad about whatever. That's fine, and that's cool. So J&J says, I love my MRP truck. I'm glad I made that choice. Thanks, Michelle. Just completed my first week of 3,100 miles.
Awesome. That's
You've got fans out here, by the way, Michelle. We were recently talking about you, and people are like, "Oh, I love Michelle. She is so nice. She is so helpful." I'm like, "Look, she will be honest to you. She will tell you the real deal, and there aren't a lot of people in the world that tell you true and tell you honest. And you that's
well,
why
that's
you and I
one
get
thing
along."
I really do take pride in. I don't want to. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, I would hate to be the one to be responsible for somebody losing their shirt.
Right.
So
So
you
I don't know who this
got to tell
person is.
them what they need to do to make it right, or to make it happen, or what they need to do before they make that leap.
Right.
We got to do it the right way.
I'm not sure who this person is because it just says Facebook user, but it said they're on a 3-year contract with a 2021 KW. Will I own the truck after this contract?
No, sir. All the lease trucks, 21 right now, has probably got 3 years left, like they said. Those will have a 55 to $60,000 balloon or residual at the end. Now,
Right.
the good thing about those is if they're taking care of their truck and can provide, if they want to, if they've got three options, they can walk away. They can order a brand new truck and get into the next, beautiful truck of their dreams,
Right.
or they can roll that into the MRP program, which is so awesome because they'll have 3 more years to work towards that buyout. They'll have a
Right.
small balloon much smaller balloon payment after that, and it has maintenance support. You pay 7 cents a mile, but so much of your maintenance is covered by this program, and you won't be coming out of pocket. As we all know, older trucks require more love, and your repairs
At
get
that.
more and more expensive as you go. So with this program, you're barely coming out of pocket anything. It's great.
I think something weird happened because now I'm hearing myself through you, but that's okay. We'll work through it. So, um, so yeah, just to retouch on that, the when you start these leases, guys, and this is one of the things that we're telling you guys all the time, is start setting some money aside so that when you come time to that balloon, if it makes sense and the truck is worth the money and that sort of thing. I mean, you got to look at the market and all that. That you have that money available to you to so that maybe you don't have to roll it over in an MRP. I mean, because it's going to save you financing charges and things like that. I mean, the MRP program is great. I love the program so far. I'd like a little more clarity on the warranty stuff, but that's just something that needs to be worked out over time. And everybody's been real cool about it that we've been talking to about it. So they're trying to get things worded better and a little clearer and that sort of thing. But I think it's been great so far. I know some folks have had some problems with it, but it was simply because they didn't read the contract. They didn't understand the contract. And you know how I am about that, Michelle. I'd go batshit. I don't know any other way to say it.
No comment. No.
Right. Right. Oh, look at Ken and Sam so helping me out here. Yeah, guys. Hey, if you're on Facebook and you're watching, go to chat.restream.io/FB and click on the little deal that says allow Restream to see my name, and then you won't show up as Facebook user. That's always a helpful bit. Appreciate you, Ken. Uh, Jimmy Weasel said, I love my MRP truck. Where'd it go? I missed it. There's the button. I love my MRP truck. Had it since 2020. Michelle sold me my truck. See, look, Michelle, fans, I tell you,
Hmm.
we're gonna start
I
having to get
told them on the
autographs.
last call I pay for those. It cost me $20 a comment.
Nice. That's
Yep.
good stuff right there. So on the newer trucks, like if someone wants to get a brand new truck, is there a down payment or is there a down payment on the MRP or what's going on with the down payments these
There's
days?
no down payments on any trucks that we have in our current inventory. However, now we're not ordering new trucks right now. It's
Right.
up for this year. However, if a new owner operator order and it usually takes 90 days for it to arrive. This year,
Okay.
COVID times, maybe, it's going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, I've heard some real nightmares about. I mean, look, on some of the other groups on the independent guys and that stuff. There's guys sitting out there that have been waiting a year for a truck or 6 months for a trailer, and it's just nuts out there right now.
We
Craig, you are right.
sure.
A lot of people do not read their contracts. That's right. What's this one? Uh, Javorn, do OOs pull reefer also? Absolutely. There's like fleets out there that are strictly reefer that you can get onto as an owner operator, and they pay different rates and things like that. I mean, there's like a whole refrigerated pay scale out there.
Correct. They get paid 2 cents more a mile across all bands
Yeah,
than
it's
the
not a
van.
bad deal. And then what are that's the other one. What are the term limits? Like how long are we looking at leases right now? Various leases. Is there variable stuff? Is it set lengths?
Well, the MRP lease is a 3-year deal. And then you'll have that small balloon, if you decide to buy the truck out, which you don't have to buy that truck out either, just for the record.
Right.
You can order another truck. The newer trucks, if you were to get a brand new truck, it's 4 years.
Okay.
As you get into a used truck, the older the truck, the shorter the lease. All of our 19s right now are looking at somewhere in the range of a year or less.
Oh wow. So I mean that gives you the option to either really squirrel money away to pay that balloon off,
Hmm.
or roll it into the MRP program if they're eligible.
Right. Or, which I know that you're the older truck guy.
Right, right.
But, if a guy wants to get into a lease right now, just to, they'll be able to order their brand new unit and start their career out with a brand new truck at the end of that year.
Okay, you froze up for just a second, but I'm thinking what you said was if they want to start out and try it out for on a short term lease to be able to check it out and see if it's for them and if they can make it, and then they can order a new truck afterwards.
That's correct. Am
Let's
I
see.
back?
Yep. Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Robbie Mead checked in, said Michelle sold me. How does the mileage work rolling over to an MRP? I'm not. How does the over mileage work? My bad. How does the over mileage work on the MRP?
It's gone. We don't charge over mileage on MRP units.
Really? Oh,
That's
that's a piece of information I didn't know. That's good.
Mhm.
That's good stuff right there.
Well, excess mileage is a lease, a lease charge, and of
Right.
course, if this one, basically that first lease is already completed. And so we're
Right.
working to
Okay.
buy out at this point. So we don't do excess mileage.
So then the terminology here, which would be important because look, I'm constantly saying words are important. The words you choose are very important.
Hmm.
So the MRP is not just a typical lease. We're looking at this is a buyout situation that we're
Yeah,
working towards.
the reason to go into the MRP would be because you want to own that unit.
Gotcha.
So, when you get down to the end of that lease and you only owe $13,000, $11,000, whatever your fee is, I mean, buy the truck.
Right. So Kenneth followed up because, and I think I can answer this. Will it go towards the balloon? Since there is no more over mileage on the MRP, there's nothing to go towards the balloon. So start scrolling away your pennies now, so that when you get to the end of that, if you want to own it, you've got the cash. And those MRPs, the balloons on those are what, down around 11, 12 grand,
The
something like
highest
that.
one we have currently is 13,000.
Oh wow. So that's absolutely attainable. I mean, literally, look, if you're keeping your truck well maintained and you're out there rolling miles, guys, I'm going to tell you right now that set aside 20 cents a mile in your maintenance account, make that your balloon fund for a while. By all means, keep what you need to do. And as far as keeping up with the maintenance, and roll some extra into there. Can they do that with the MRP? I'm sorry, I may be talking out of my butt
Yeah,
here,
you
guys.
can. You can put extra money in your maintenance account. It is set at 5 cents. However, you can put more in there if you choose. That would definitely be the way to do it. Also, with the MRP and the residual being as low as it is, we would be willing to finance your truck out for a few additional months as well to help you pay that truck off.
Oh, see, look, there's another piece. That's important too, because you know what? Financing, even the worst case, 13 grand right now, that that would, I mean, you could literally crank that out in no time at all on a type of deal. So I think people should really pay attention to that, and really kind of get focused on that. For any of you guys who don't know Michelle, and you're watching on the side, if you want to get a hold of her, please use this number here, 864-968-7605. It's 86. Let me do it in my radio voice. 864-968-7605.
Call today.
Call now. And you guys may have seen the little commercial that was running at the beginning of the video. And if you did, great, because all that contact info is there. I'll run that little ad at the end of the video as well. And just so it's up for a couple minutes. So if you missed this one, then you can grab it there, or you can come back and watch the replay and pull it all up. Like I said, guys, if you're looking to lease a truck, Cantrell is my go-to person. The only reason I sound like I'm wrapping up is because we're down to about 5 minutes, guys, and Michelle has dinner to go to. She's got a wonderful family dinner that she does every Wednesday, and I'm a little jealous because I don't have anyone close to go do that with. So
Oh, pitiful.
I know, right? But if you got some last minute questions, guys, get them in right now. We've got under 5 minutes to wrap this up. I promised her I wouldn't go over. And
hey, well, I'd love to come back. So
absolutely,
you want to do this.
We're gonna. I'd like to try and do this a little more frequently. I know it's been a while since the last one, and I've just been so busy trying to get some other stuff done. And oh my gosh,
Right.
Michelle. So anytime you want to do these, you feel you think you're ready, and if you don't contact me before then, I will reach out to you and try and bug you. Maybe once a month type of thing. I've managed to look. Do you know I got Brett on the schedule for 3 months right now? The first Tuesday of every month. Got him to put it on his calendar.
You are lucky.
You just don't know. This has been a lot of work to get that done, and I finally got him to commit. So that was tough.
No, he's got a great TV personality. So
yeah, he's fun to watch. His hair is perfect.
He's live.
What is with his hair? Is it like plastic? I swear it's plastic. It's never out of place.
You're right. His hair's good.
That man is amazing.
He's got it going on.
Let's see. Javorn said another comment here. The MRP program sounds like the best if you want to own your truck. I would agree with that. If you're wanting to own that truck sooner than later, the MRP program is the way to go. And they do a lot of work on making sure that the maintenance has been done on the MRP trucks. I mean, the ones that aren't available from the company side that aren't available for MRP are usually because there was maintenance issues, or they were leased trucks that the maintenance wasn't.
Those trucks
maintained.
are reviewed before we agree to put them into that program. So definitely.
Right. And like she said, if you're in one of the longer leases and you're not maintaining the maintenance records for it, and you can't show that you've been doing, everything every month or every, mileage marker that you're supposed to do it, it's not going to get rolled over to MRP, guys. So you should be taking care of your truck no matter what. And I don't know what this comment says. Let's see. What are the qualifications for leasing a second truck to put a driver in? What are the qualifications to bring another driver on your current truck? Ooh.
Okay, so you can get a second truck after a year. You have to put $3,000. You have to have $3,000 in your maintenance account to show that you have some startup revenue to bring on that second truck. Now, the qualifications for the driver apply the same way as they do as if it were you yourself to drive. If they're outside of Swift, they have to have a year's experience. We will look at them at 6 months.
Cool. So that's been the same for years now for that same requirement, because when I had my little tiny fleet of 3 trucks total, that's basically all. I mean, people laugh at me. They're like, "You own your truck. Why are you leasing them?" I'm like, "Because I want drivers. I had drivers to put in it that I trained as I was their mentor, and I trusted them, so I put them in trucks. And then I got tired of having employees because all they wanted.
Well, all big dreams start out with one.
Exactly.
Swift was one truck at one time.
Right? How crazy is that? And now we are like the single largest mega carrier on the planet. And I tell people, look, these are the people I'm learning from. And, you may or may not agree with all of the things that they do, but you can't knock with the success that's happened.
I'm telling you what, I'm glad to be a part of it. I really am.
Michelle, I've been here since 2007 now. I think maybe 2008. I can't remember which year I started, but I was a company driver for about a year and an owner operator and a mentor, and I've done all those things. And people ask me all the time, "Why do you stay here?" And I say, because Swift treats me right. They haven't done anything to make me leave, and until they do, I'm here for a while. Even I get to help work on the load board and these other programs that we're trying to get implemented.
I hear this all the time. Swift is easy. You have tons of support.
Right.
You do it on your own, you're not going to have that. Most companies that if you're an independent contractor or owner operator working for them, your truck breaks down, they're like, hey, dude, call me when you're fixed and we'll get you back going.
Right, and good
And we've
luck
got all
there.
these terminals. You can go to any terminal, get work done on your truck. We have the rental program where you can just slide into another truck and continue to make money while your truck's being repaired. I mean, where else can you do that?
Yeah, I don't know of a place, and I know people that have left here and gone elsewhere, and it's turned out poorly for a lot of them, and they end up coming back a lot of times. Well, Michelle, we're coming up on your deadline at 6 o'clock. I don't want to keep you longer, guys. Seriously, reach out to Michelle if you know people that are looking to lease. By all means, have her reach out to Michelle. I mean, any of the recruiters will do, but I'm going to tell you, Michelle is my favorite, and she's the one that I trust 100%. If she says it, I believe it. I can always
And I
verify, but I
would,
believe it.
yeah, I'd love to answer your questions. And if the program's good for you, then, we'll be more than happy to help you out.
All right, guys, I want to thank everyone for being here. Once again, you guys make me feel special because you take time out of your day to come hang out with us here on the channel. Once again, I hope everybody's being safe, and I hope that you guys reach out to Michelle, and Michelle helps you get into a truck and make a whole bunch of money because you're out there running real miles. You guys be safe. This is Charlie, and that's Michelle, Swift Contractors Corner. Y'all be safe.
Great talking to you.